akong channel. Karon mag-istorya ta kabahin exponential notation. Okay, so kani siya helpful po ni siya sa atong mga pharmacy students. Okay, especially katong bago pa nagsugod ang inyong lessons. This will help you recall what is an exponential notation. Okay, so ang purpose na ko pod ani is maka-share kog idea ninyo kung unsay akong nasabtan about aning exponential notation. Okay, so I'm not really an expert with mathematics pero I want to share it to you kung unsa ako ang nasabtan aning exponential notation. Okay, so butang na lang nato na nakalimot na ta kay dugay naman kaayo tong exponential notation nato. So karon mag-istorya ta kabahin sa exponential notation. This will also help other students nga katong nag-take up og math, especially mga elementary and high school. Okay, so hopefully makatabang ning video sa inyo. So unsa man ang exponential notation? So exponential notations involves writing certain mathematical equations in simpler form. An expression written with exponential notation will describe how many times or the exponent to multiply a number or the base to itself. Okay, so instead of writing 5 times 5 times 5, we will make it simple by doing 5 raised to the power of 3. It means to say, i-multiply nimo sa kaugalingon niya nga number 3 times. Okay, so for example, sa akong gi-mention ganiya, 5 raised to the power of 3. So, imo ra na siyang i-multiply as 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, so imo na siyang i-multiply by itself 3 times. It is easier way to write what could be longer complicated multiplication problem. Okay? So karon natay example. Okay? So if you are going to input this one on your calculator, sayon ra kaayo. So you are just going to input number 3. So we have this one, and then you look at your calculator, makita niyo ni kani nga symbol, and then 5. Okay? So katong naa na daay mga multifunction na calculator, makita na dayon na ninyo kung it's either ing ana ba. So i-input na na niyo diretso ang 3 and 5. Okay? So our answer would be 243. Okay? Instead of writing 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 5 times, so we will have to write it like this: 3 raised to the power of 5. I-superscript na lang nato ang 5. So again, instead of writing this long process, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 243, to make it shorter, we will just use this one, 3 raised to the power of. So another example, you have this one, 4 raised to the power of 5. So to refresh you, this number 4 is our base and our number 5 is our exponent. So again, ang exponent muna siya timailhan nimo kung ikapila nimo it times by itself ang imong base. So for example, 4 raised to the power of 5. So ikapila nimo i-multiply by itself ang number 4, ika 5. Okay? So 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay? So again, pag magamit mo calculator, dali ra. So 4 raised to the power of 5 lang. So please know the answer. So unsa man ay answer nato aning ato ang 4 raised to the power of 5. We have 1024. Okay? So 1024. Muna siya answer sa ato ang exponential notation, which is 4 raised to the power of 5. So this is the answer. And then we also have this one, exponential form. We have this 2 raised to the power of 2, so we will multiply it 2 times. So 2 times 2. Okay, so muna ni siya ang akong giingon nga the superscript or the exponential notation identifies kung ikapila nimo siya i-multiply. So we have this one, oh, 2 ra man siya. So ang number 2 nga which is the base, kaduha ra pud nimo siya i-multiply. And then you will find out the answer which is 4. Then this one, you have 2 raised to the power of 3. So ikapila man nimo siya i-multiply by itself, we have 3. And then we also have 2 raised to the power of 4. Kapila na to siya i-multiply based on the exponential notation, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then you will find out the answer. Okay, so para masabtan nato kung unsa jud si exponential notation and scientific notation, we have to look at the example first. So, sa exponential notation, you have there all 121 written as 1.21 times 10 raised to the power of 2. Another example, we have 1210 written as 1.21 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So, basically, they are just raised by the power of 10. Okay? So, below, you will also see an example of the scientific notation. Okay, you have 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 5. So, unsa man jud si exponential notation and si scientific notation. Okay, so according to my research, triple W, uh, yes, triple W mathworksheetscenter.com, the word math is the universal language that is used every day for countless different reasons. So, engineers and scientists work with very large values or numbers or a very small values and numbers and requires greater precision and accuracy. Okay, so nganong importante man nga dapat precise and accurate ang mga result, okay? So kung kita mga kung natay mga maestra mayon ra sila nga okay, round off your answers to two decimal places. Okay, so ato rang i-round off ang atong mga answers to two decimal places. But para sa mga engineers and scientists nato, they have to be precise and accurate with the result to avoid bias and also makita nato kung unsa bay mga errors. Okay, but anyways, writing numbers based upon the powers of 10 is called an exponential notation. And also, it is also called as scientific notation. Okay, so to give you a summary, the two different names means one thing only. Okay, they are raised by the power of 10. Okay, so we will go on with our example. So, can you see 121? It can be written as 1.21 times 10 raised to the power of 2 sa atong exponential notation. And also, kaning we will view the example here as a scientific notation. Okay, so if this is your coefficient or the base, we have here times 10 raised to the power of 5. So again, 'di ba, you know already kung unsa ning 10 raised to the power of 5. So we are going to multiply 10 times our 10 5 times, okay? So 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 5 is equal to 250,000. Okay? But since gi-multiply nato siya with the powers of 10, so to make it easier, we are going to refer or to look at the exponent of our 10. Okay? So diri nato mabal-an nga ikapila ta mo isdog going to the right. Okay? So, pila pila ka times ta mo adto sa tuo. Okay? So, again, this one, as you can see, my arrow represents the number of places that the decimal point has been moved. Okay? But since this is a positive exponent, okay? So, if you have 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 5, since you have here the point sa 2.5 na sa middle, we will count 5 times. Okay? So, dinhi man to, di ba? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why we have 250,000. Okay? So, from a scientific notation to a whole number. Okay? So, again, ang inyong exponent sa 10 Dira ninyo mabal-an kung ikapila mo moisdog sa inyong decimal point. Either going to the right or going to the left. Kung positive sign, going to the right. Kung negative sign, then going to the left. Okay, so you have here, move the decimal point to the right 5 times since we have a positive 5. So that is how we are going to express our whole numbers as exponential or scientific notation. So how are you going to convert decimal notations? Okay, so unsaon nato from our exponential notation, di ba? I think makalibog man ni siya. Unsaon man nato siya para ato siyang ma-convert to decimal notation ug unsaon pud nato ang atong decimal notation para ma-convert nato to exponential notation. Okay, first thing we have this one. Okay, so 3.25 times 10 raised to the power of 9. So to convert this one to decimal notation again, tan-awa ninyo kung ikapila is dugo na to ang decimal base sa exponent sa 10. Okay, so since natay 9, we will look at the point, which is in 3.25. So ang point nato between 3 and 2, we will move it 9 times to the right since the exponent is positive. Again, since the exponent is positive, we will move our decimal points to the right side. So 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay? Mao na siya ang ato ang result. So, mahimo na siya nga decimal notation or our whole number if you're not going to put the point at the end. So we also have this one, 4 times 10 raised to negative 7. Okay, so dinhi na ninyo mabal-an kung unsa man ni si negative 7. Unsa man puy function ni negative sa atong exponent. So again, negative exponents tells you that you are going to move your decimal point to the left. Okay, so you are going to move your decimal point to the left. How many times? We have 7 times. Okay, since you have 4 as the whole number, so 'di ba kung sa atong rules kung natay whole number and then always ang iyang point ana is naa sa right side. Okay, so naa dinhi. So since we have the point at the right side, we will move our decimal point to the left side 7 times. So mag-ihaptag ika 7 pawala or pa left. Okay, so this is your answer. Okay, so convert exponential form to standard form. Okay, so we have here, it can either be a whole number or a decimal numbers. Okay, so again, if you have an exponential notation, you will be able to identify kung exponential notation na ni siya kay na ay times 10 raised to the power of something. Okay, so since this one is an exponential notation, we will convert it kuno paingon sa atong standard form. Okay, so unsaon man nato, since again you have positive 4, we will move our place decimal point to the right side 4 times since positive man ni siya. How about kung negative 4? So we are going to move our decimal point towards the left side 4 times. So we have a different result. We have 19,000 and we have 0.00019 for the negative 4 exponent. So below, makita ninyo din ha ang important thing that you have to know. Okay, so positive exponent indicates that the decimal point should be moved to the right side. So, okay, so if you have an exponential notation, makita nimo times 10 raised to the power of positive. So, since positive na siya, sometimes whole number na siya ang ibutang. Pero it indicates that this is a positive 4. Okay, so you are going to move to the right side ko no how many times depende sa imong exponent. Okay, so if you saw exponent with a negative sign, so it indicates that the decimal point should be moved to the left side. Okay, so sa left side na pod kay negative man ang iyang exponent. So okay, so this time we will practice unsaon man nato pag-convert si standard form to exponential form na pod. So baliktaron na pod nato sila. Okay? Since we have 19,000 as our standard form, and then we also have our 0.00019 sa atong decimal form, i-convert daw ni nato siya to exponential form. So unsaon man ni siya, lisod man ni siya kaayo pag-convert. So what you are going to do is to identify first thing kaning whole number nimo, which is 19,000. Asa gani gibutang ang whole number? I mean ang decimal point sa atong whole number naa sa pinakalas. Okay, basta na kay whole number, ang imong decimal point naa sa pinakalas. Since kung mag-convert ta exponential form, naaratay coefficient between 2, 3, or 4, basta dili ra nimo i-apil ang 0. Okay? So kani ato ning walaon ang 0 kay i-multiply pa man nato siya sa 10. Okay? So as you can see, as you can observe, we have 19,000. So pila ka buok ang numbers nga dili siya 0. So we have 2. So 1 and 9. Okay, so kani atong goal si 1 and 9. Unsaon man nato nga kung kwaon nato si 1 ug 9 as our coefficient, unsaon nato siya para ma-equal ra gyapon siya sa 19,000. Okay? So, mao na ni siya atong challenge. Okay? Since again, ingon ko, if we are going to write an exponential form, dili na nato i-appeal si 0 because we are going to write times 10 pa man. Okay? Ug ikapila po ka ni isdug sa atong decimal point. Okay? So, this is a challenge and this is the opposite of the other one. Okay? Since again, we will have 1 and 9 as our coefficient, unsaon nato siya, bisan i-convert na nato siya sa exponential form, equal ra gyapon siya sa 19,000. So, we will move, you have to count ha, from the very end of 19,000, we will count 4 times 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Since you are coming from the right to left, atoa na siyang himuon na positive. Okay, so katong ganiha, negative siya, positive gyapon siya, kay gikan naman siya sa exponential form, we are going to convert it to standard form. Diba? Ingon ko, ang atong exponential notation, ma-identify nimo kung ikapila ka moadto sa right or ikapila ka moadto sa left based sa atong exponent if it is positive or negative. But this time, since niingon ko gikan man ta sa right paingon man ta sa left, ngano man ni siyang na positive. Okay, na positive ni siya, it's because it should be the opposite. Because if you are going to write this one with a negative sign, o sige, we will follow ha. We have 1.9 times 10 to the negative 4. And then if you are going to convert 1, we have to write 1.9. Please write if dili niyo makita ang akong writings, okay? So please follow 1.9 times 10 raised to the power of negative 4. Usa may difference ana niya. Okay? So, kay niingon man ko, kung moadto ka sa left, if you are going to convert exponential form to the standard form, kung moadto ka sa left, dapat pa left side. But this time, lahion nimo na siya, kay we are converting the standard form to the exponential form. Okay, sige, let's talk about the difference between the two. Okay? So, if we have to write 1.9 times 10 raised to the power of negative 4. Okay, so if imo ni siyang i-convert na po to standard form, do you think parehas ni siya sa 19,000? Okay, so we have 1.9 since negative man ni siya, negative 4, we are moving to the left side 4 times. So, ang result niya is 0.0019. So, dili na siya parehas sa 19,000. Okay, that's why this time, if you are moving to the left, you will carry a positive sign. And then below, another example, you have here 0.00019. Okay, so unsaon man nato ni siya para ma-convert siya to exponential form. Since ang ato ang decimal point naa siya between the first zero and the second zero. Okay, so what shall we do here? Again, ingon ko, dili na nato apilon ang zeros when we are converting to exponential form. So, unsaon man na, we will identify kung unsa man ang non-zero numbers. So, we have 1 and 9 again. So, dili po ta moingon na 19. Di po pwede nga naa siya dinhi sa di po ta pwede maingon na 19 times 10 raised to the power of 4 because if we are writing an exponential form with a coefficient, dili siya pwede more than 10. Okay? So, since 1.9, we have 1.9, identify na to again the decimal place which is between the first zero and the second zero. I-move na to siya sa right. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, mahimo siyang 1.9. Kaya again, kung imo pa na siyang ipalapaw pag isa, mahimo na siyang 19 and it's more than 10. Dili siya pwede sa exponential form. So, 1.9 ra siya. Since you are moving to the right, we will have the negative sign. Okay? Kay ngano gani? Kay if positive na siya, if we are going to convert that one to a standard form, mahimo na siyang 19,000. Okay? Which is not correct. So, we have 1.9 times 10 raised to the power of negative 4. So, another important note when converting a standard form to exponential form, if you are from the left, moving the decimal point from right to left, it should carry the positive sign. Okay? Again, if you are from the right, going to the left, mo na siyang left akong gibutang din. Okay? If you are from the right, going to the left, you will carry a positive sign. But if you are from the left, going to the right, it should carry a negative sign. Okay? So, kaning left mo na siya and right mo na siya end result. Okay? So, again, from the right to the left, again, your decimal point, from the right to left, you will carry a positive sign. But kung left to right, ang decimal point ninyo, you will carry a negative sign. So karon mag-istorya ta unsaon pag multiply ang exponential form. Okay? So in multiplication of the exponential, the exponents are added. Okay? So kabalo naman mo kung unsay gitawag nato nga exponent. So for example, below makita ninyo 10 raised to the power of 2 times 10 raised to the power of 4. So the 2 and 4 are your exponents. Okay? So again, in multiplication, i-add daw ninyo ang exponents. So, your answer would be 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So, the answer would be 10 raised to the power of 6. So, below, makita ninyo example number 1. So, you have there 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 2 times 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 4. So, again, sa multiplication, i-add daw ang exponents, which is your number 2 and 4. Okay? So, unsaon man nato pagkuha ang answer. So, you have the coefficient, diba? Which is your 2.5. So, naa kay coefficient na 2.5. So, ang 2.5, imo siyang i-multiply with the other coefficient, which is the other 2.5. So, first thing you're going to do is i-multiply niyo ang 2.5 times 2.5. Okay? So, 2.5 times 2.5 is equal to 6.25. Okay? 6.25. Now, you're going to copy the times 10 and then you copy the exponent. So, i-copy nimo ang exponent nga number 2 and 4. Okay? So, it will become 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 4. So, naa kay exponential form na 6.25 times 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So it will become now 6.25 times 10 raised to the power of 6. Kaya again, sa multiplication, you're going to add the exponents. So if you are going to transform this in its standard form, you will have 6,250,000. Okay, so another example na din ha, example number 2. First, you have to identify the coefficients. So we have 5.4 times 10 raised to the power of 2 and 4.5 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So the coefficients are 5.4 and 4.5. Since multiplication man ni siya, ato siyang i-multiply. So 5.4 times 4.5, you will get an answer of 24.3. And then you copy 10, and then ang exponents gani i-add. So 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 3. Okay, so you have 24.3 times 10 is equal to 5. Okay, I raised to the power of 5. Nga naman na siyang na ay plus 1 din ha. Okay, so remember gani, di ba? Niingon ko katong mga previous slides kaningon ko kung magama gani mo sa exponential form, dapat ang inyong coefficient is not more than 10. But since si 24.3 kay more than 10 naman na siya, so unsa may atong buhaton? Atong isdugon si decimal point going to the left. So if you're going to the left, you will add 1. Okay? Depende kung ikapila nimo i-move ang imong decimal point. But since gikan siya sa 24.3, yan nahimo siyang 2.43, gi-move ra nato siya kausa sa left side. So, we will add 1. So, mahimo siyang 2.43 times 10 raised to the power of 6. So, if you're going to write this in a standard form, you will have 2,430,000. Okay. So, another, we have dividing exponential form. So, unsaon man nato pag-divide na pod karon kato si multiplication gi-add nato ang exponent. This time kung mag-divide na ta, i-subtract nato ang exponents. Okay? So, example you have there 10 raised to the power of 2 divided by 10 raised to the power of 4. So, we have is equal to 10 raised to the power of 2 minus 4. So we have negative 2. So the answer would be 10 raised to the power of negative 2. Kay 2 minus 4, you will carry the negative sign of a bigger number. So you will carry the sign of the bigger number, which is your negative 4. Okay? So the answer would be 10 raised to the power of negative 2. Example number 3, 7.5 times 10 raised to the power of 5 divided by 2.5 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So unsa iyang buhaton pareha sa multiplication, kung gi-multiply siya karon gi-divide siya. Okay, so 7.5 divided by 2.5, we have 3.0. So copy times 10. And then since you have a coefficient, you have an exponent which is 5 and then 3. Again, unsay buhaton nimo sa exponent, you are going to subtract. So 3.0 times 10 raised to the power of 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So your final exponential form would be 3.0 times 10 raised to the power of 2. Or if you are going to transform this to its standard form, we have 300. Okay, so another example, we have example number 4. So 2.8 times 10 raised to the power of negative 2 divided by 8.0 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6. So what you are going to do is we have to divide 2.8 divided by 8.0. Okay, since we have 2.8 divided by 8.0 sa atong coefficient, so what will be our answer? We have 0.35. Okay, so copy times 10 and then copy the exponent. So negative 2 minus negative 6. Okay, so dapat isulat po nato ang ato ang operation, okay, which is minus. Okay, so again, copy the exponents, which is negative 2 minus negative 6. Okay, so atong answer kay 4. So nga naman na siyang 4, nga naman na siyang positive, 'di ba? Remember the rules nga kung magtapad ang duwa ka negative sign, mahimo na siyang positive. Okay? So since naatay minus 2 subtracted 2 negative 6. So gatapad ang puros negative. So mahimo na na siyang positive. So it will become negative 2 plus 6 already. So minus 2 plus 4 is plus 6 is equal to positive 4. Okay, you will carry the sign of the larger number. Okay, so we have 0.35 times 10 raised to the power of 4. So nga naman na siyang naay negative anong naa man na siya negative 1. So unsaon man na nato. So karon dili pud pwede nga ubos siya sa 1 ang atong coefficient di pud pwede nga ubos siya sa 1. Okay? So kung katong una dili pwede nga taas siya sa 10, karon dili po siya pwede nga ubos siya sa 1. So what we are going to do is to move our decimal point from 0.35 mahimo na siyang 3.5. So i-move na to siya kausa sa right. Okay, so if we are moving to the right, we will carry a negative sign. So 3.5 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Mo na siya ang final exponential form nato. Okay? So if you're going to transform this to its standard form, we have 3,500. Okay, so mo na siya, unsaon na siya pagkuha ang multiplication and division of exponential. So I hope you have learned something from my discussion. So hopefully nakatabang sa inyo ang pagsabot kung unsa si exponential form, si scientific form, and then unsaon pud pagkuha si multiplication and division. Okay? So thank you and please do not forget to like and subscribe my channel.